Hi everyone, this is Nightwing MGTOW. It's pretty late, can't fucking sleep. Haven't made a video in a while, might as well get to it. Now, some things have been going over my mind lately. We understand female nature to a higher degree now. I think all MGTOWs that have embraced the lifestyle have kind of gotten on the same page about hypergamy, how women will trap you if you let them, how marriage is a scam. We all know that. Okay, we're all on the same page when it comes to that. But now, here's my question to you. It's not just the female gender trying to trap you. It's both sides. It's men and women. It's society. From stopping you from reaching your true potential or doing what you want to do. Now, there's certain liabilities you have and obligations you have towards your family that to a certain extent you have to complete. An example of which would be taking care of your parents when they get old. That's just something you gotta have to do. But then there's also ever encroaching cultural obligations that are outdated and that make no sense, that you do not have to conform to. An example of which I could think would be in Asian culture. I'm not going to be very specific, but in Asian culture, it's insinuated that when your daughter is given away, or even in Western culture, you have to have this massive wedding. And especially within Arab countries, I do live in the Middle East currently, and I'm witnessing this myself, that families going into debt, going into loan simply to perform a marriage for their daughters, or going into massive amounts of debts. I'm talking $50,000 to $40,000, just so they can give away their daughter on a marriage that just might work. These are socially constructed obligations. There is absolutely nothing that justifies this. This justifies this glorification of these cultural obligations that make no sense, that serve no purpose. Sure, they're expanding the economy to a certain degree, but they're not producing any useful good besides an event, a glorified event that can be done just through signing court papers. Of course, MGTOWs are never going to get married, but we need to be wise to this. We must separate our obligations from our liabilities. To put it simply, you need to know what you should do, and you need to know what's bullshit. You need to point that out, and these lines get blurred a lot. You'd be surprised. Now, as MGTOW, you're thinking, oh, it's female nature, it's hypergamy. Yes, that is a good percentage of what's causing some of these things, but sometimes you need to realize that your peers, your male peers, do not have the same mentality as you. So when they present a somewhat logical argument, or they may emphasize the need for it despite giving logical justification, you may be inclined to give in to said made-up social obligations, which you shouldn't. Be critical, question everything. I always do. Everything. Why do I have to do this? Question every single move that people say you should do. Alright? We are MGTOW. We are not sheep. The fact that we are MGTOW shows we are not sheep. The fact that we're MGTOW shows that we are willing to go against centuries, like a long ass time, centuries of built up tradition, religion to a certain degree. All this information telling us what we should do. And we've been pushed through either our own logical conclusions, or through pain, or through any other means of reaching the MGTOW mentality on what's happening, and we cannot let that die. That's all I have to say for now. See you guys around.